No. What have I told you about singing?
Fair use.
Alright. So you guys are at the
Setlantis
Space Station.
Depot.
Space truck stop.
Yeah.
Stay out of the men's room.
So how long have you guys been there for? How long do you guys plan to stay?
I think our plan's to be there for like 36 hours tops.
Yeah.
Between refueling and, any other basics we have to take care of.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe we've been there, enough time to get some rest and, complete whatever
have you guys
essential.
Just stayed on your ship, or have you guys ventured off into the station?
I mean, we probably, let's say we sent San out to, handle the docking situation, and he can be off on
See
an
if he
event.
can use his star power to get us a discount.
Yeah, exactly.
Or something.
No, it works, and word of his presence on the station has spread.
Oh, fuck. Should never say anything.
I'll try to look for I'll try to anonymously look for if there are any, if GSS is looking for folks, if they have any
Cruise the Stonet.
people of interest that they're trying to look for in this region, and I'll try to.
So you're just like the overall network, like.
Or if there are internal networks that I can
So
access.
this is a spin station. So it's and there's no GSS on the station. The spin provides their own on this one. So.
I didn't know if it was a way to access any internal network in a way that because I realized I probably through galvanizing around with these guys, I probably able to put a target on my back a little bit with GSS. So I was trying to find out a way to anonymously look for.
So you could just access the net, which is pretty much galactic wide sort of, and you can hack in from there if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So you have to roll for that.
Okay.
Let's see if you can find something.
Yeah.
Oh, do we have dice tonight?
We do have dice,
right there.
indeed.
Oh, he's got his own.
Oh, excellent.
Yes, it's like
These are the ones that I don't wash ever. And I'm rolling
Those were
3.
too many.
Yeah. That was just a test roll. This one's 8 plus 2. It's interface, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yep.
10.
Well, there you go. So it's not like a like the deep web of GSS, but you can tell sort of ship movements in general sectors, and you know that they aren't looking for you.
That's good.
As not you specifically, but they know of your ship, and it's just like a general alert. Keep a lookout for a bolo, as you would.
We've been red flagged.
Bolo, yeah. What about for other
Space Bolo.
anything else in this section, in this region that's not us that I could throw some heat at to get away from us?
And
also
so
win some
what do you find? You tell me.
So yeah, let's
Chris loves this part of DMing.
Oh, it's great.
yeah.
Fuck you.
You're the one searching. Tell me what you find.
Yeah. So there was a suspicious person who had been ID'd at a couple of different stops, and it was so there's a person that they're looking to collect information on because they had been present at a couple of GSS sabotage events. They had just been kind of like a person in the crowd, and so then they were thought to be traveling around this part. So they weren't. So this person isn't there isn't like a capture or kill.
Okay.
Yeah, they just.
They are a person of interest, though.
Yeah, a person of interest. Yeah, exactly.
So if we are going to be heading to the drop-off point,
Is there a picture or anything identifying that you can see?
There's a description of them, but not a picture.
Okay. Well, the description you read looks a lot like, or it reads a lot like Cine.
Okay, I'll I'll like print that off or save that. Print that off.
The dot matrix printer in the back.
I will just like save a copy of that file,
Okay.
just to reference later.
Sure.
It's like that will create some interesting conversation with Cindy, I guess.
So if we're heading to the drop-off point for the mission next, I should probably revive the Tanaka. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Damn it!
Yeah. Yeah.
You haven't even used the voice yet. and already
your medical pod that you have. Are they're unconscious? Are they unaware of the passage of time, or how does that work?
No, they know. They're
they know, okay.
yeah.
So they're in stasis, just like hanging out.
Oh, that's gonna be boring as fuck. I
Oh,
hope you set up
man.
a
It's
little
not.
TV.
It's not. It's not meant for. It's not nice. It's not a kind thing. That those people who are there. There's usually like fear involved in them being detained and in there. So it would kind of run counter to the purpose if.
He might be mad. All right. Well, let's thaw out this popsicle.
So you're back on the ship now, right? So you give me a assessment roll.
And then what stat is that?
What is she assessing?
We'll find out.
Okay.
Let's do expertise.
Okay. An 8.
Plus 8 total?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
All right. So we're gonna thaw out the Tanaka and help him get his legs back, even though he is minus a hand still. And we'll debrief him on how we were pursued twice by the GSS and evaded each time, and now we've shaken the tail, and we're ready to proceed to the drop-off point when he is. He wants to give that information to us.
Why was it necessary for you to put me in a stasis pod for that long?
Well, we were boarded by the GSS, and then we thought we made it to a safe planet, and they dropped drop pods on us, filled with, murder peoples, and we thought, maybe we just leave him in there, let it be low profile, safe.
You forgot about me, didn't you?
No, we did not forget about you. We thought it best to not, have you around where you could potentially be seen by the wrong people,
You're not very convincing.
Should I roll the manipulate here? I do want to convince him of this, that we did this for a good reason.
Is manipulate a thing in this?
It's
I mean, it's influence.
Roll influence.
Influence, yeah.
so
So
I'm
face
rolling.
adversity plus influence.
Okay. Well,
Manipulate's the other.
that's a +0 here for Sam. He's endearing, but not particularly eloquent. Ooh, that's a 3.
You leave me with this stump. You throw me in a fucking pressure cooker for weeks. What was the agreed upon? What were you getting from me?
Well, we were gonna work out the details based on, how much of the mission we could recover. And it turns out we got quite a lot. You performed that little hero maneuver where you got smacked down by the huge guy, and he ripped your hand off, and that smashed your computer. But we were able to get all of the data back from that, and, that's pretty impressive.
Yes, it was rather gallant of me, wasn't it?
Yeah, but super heroic, just a bad rolling
Emma's
the
just
dice.
biting her
that
tongue
didn't
like,
go up.
The word is gallant. The word is gallant. The word is gallant.
Yeah, bite your tongue. He's the boss. He gets to be wrong with the guys.
So after he just walks away from you, and he goes and he wants to freshen up, take a shower, get cleaned up.
So yeah, that's reasonable. You let us know if you need anything.
I need you to deliver the information. And he walks out the door.
All right, I assume we have coordinates to proceed
Yep.
to.
Yeah, that was we already talked about that last time. It
Yep.
was a Tanaka mining asteroid belt.
Yep.
Where you need to drop it off, and yeah.
Well, then I think once we are done refueling and replenishing any other I don't know, gases that are
Provisions.
appropriate. I'm
You
more
just
worried
like
about
a
like
kitchen.
oxygen or whatever. Yeah. Well, I mean, we've got Nutrisoy paste for days. I mean, and there's flavor powder number 1, flavor powder number 15, flavor powder number 28.
Gotta watch out for
Everybody's
37 though.
favorite.
Yeah,
Number
you
28.
combine
Yeah.
you combine those just the right way, it almost tastes like an omelet. I mean, the texture says this is not an omelet, but you know.
Just close your eyes. Change your nose.
I'll try to track Tanaka just to keep tabs on where he's going. with
Okay, using your
surveillance
yeah.
equipment.
So as you access your surveillance equipment, you can tell that someone else has accessed it, but you don't know who.
Is there a way to look? Am I able to?
So that was that assessment roll I had to
Okay.
make. So you know it has been accessed,
Okay.
but you can't tell who.
So somebody, can I tell what they looked at, or like what they used with it, or what they did with it? If they look back at records, or if they used it to like follow or track somebody else.
As far as you can tell, it was just a system-wide download of all information on your system, like camera footage that you have throughout. So
Could we tell if this was when the GSS was on board?
you don't know when.
Yeah, that sucks. I'll be like extra careful to lock the lock consoles and like lock consoles and try to like encrypt it again to try to discourage that from the past. In the past, I'll look back at video footage though to see just to do kind of like a quick review of the video footage leading into my like workshop through the cargo bay, just to see the last, between the time. I was here during the last mission while they were having dinner. I was on Outrageous Fortune, I think.
You were recuperating from that laser wound, but
Yeah.
So I'll just try to do a review of video footage to see.
So it's been what, about 2 days since that laser shot in the shoulder, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So you're probably good by now, right?
Yeah.
Being patched up in there, you're fine as far as harm goes,
Mm-hmm.
and you're fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
a
had
little
2
sore.
minor injuries, and I figure after this amount of
Yeah,
time
yeah.
they're gone.
Yeah, you're good. So after how much time do you want to spend going through stuff? So how far are you away from disembarking? Like, is this something you're going to be doing while you're on the way to the drop-off point, or?
If I can remotely access it, sure.
Okay.
I'll just be antisocial and
Nothing new there.
yeah.
Okay. So disembarking.
Yeah, I think we're gonna as soon as we're done, we're gonna head out. We're not
Okay.
gonna like
Yeah.
lay over anyone.
Emma's
We
already
have
made
to.
her contact though. Actually, I think about it. So, actually, I think what makes most sense for Emma is she's going to in the middle of while the refueling is going on, like on her essentially her lunch break, which is not overseeing repairs to the ship. She's gonna make her way to like a what are we calling like the galactic web infonet or like something like that.
Whatever you want to call it.
The data sphere.
The data series, SpaceNet.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, SpaceNet. Okay, it's now canon. SpaceNet.
SpaceNet.
Emma's gonna head over to like the nearest like public SpaceNet terminal,
Sure.
and she's gonna like. Just
As you're walking there, you see like basically like holograms and footage of San walking through the space station and his throngs of followers.
He keeps doing finger guns at people.
Yeah.
Emma's just gonna shake her head and just in terms of her nose, like wonder why that migraine decided to come back when it had been so long gone since San departed. She's going to like make her way to a like when she's walking like throughout one corridor, she's like gonna like leave like a little like folded tab of like paper, like in a just slide it into a I don't know like a hallway spot. And as she continues to like make her rounds, like a few minutes later, she like walks by the same one and picks something up. and it reads like it just has the name of the most innocuous sounding like officer, like sanitation oversight engineer, like R2110, like as an office number.
Yeah.
And so she's going to make her way to that part of the station.
Yeah, this part of the station is not as prissy as above.
No.
You're in the, red lights, dark corridors,
Mhm.
pretty grungy. It's moist.
Yeah, and then Emma's
Tastes moist.
Yeah.
The air.
and Emma's gonna knock, it'll be short, 3 short, 3 long, 3 short, and the door will unlock, and she'll step in, and
And who are you?
I can't believe I let Father make this name for me. Code name.
Poochkins.
Yes.
Code name Emerald Poochkin.
Emerald Poochkins.
Oh, why didn't you say so? Come on in. Close the door behind you.
All right, sir. And she closes the door behind her and makes sure to lock it. I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about that code name. I was just... Part of my mission status is to drop off my information in one place and pick up my newest assignment in another, and I've done the first, and now I'm here for the second.
All right. Oh, hold on. Have a seat. Would you like some tea?
I would love some tea. I've not had...
Well, why don't you go back up and get some tea and bring it back down, because I don't have any here.
You know what? I think I'll wait.
Okay,
Hospitality.
well, have a seat. So he sits down. He sits at his terminal for a few seconds and punches a few keys. And here we go. Here's your mission.
Thank you, sir. I'm a bit surprised that you don't have more of a pre-briefing in mind.
It's all there.
Okay.
You can read, can't you?
You she?
So out of curiosity, what is your code name?
My code name.
Muggsy?
You nailed it. So yeah, he hands you sort of a holopad, and you basically read through it, and it's basically the summary at the top says do not allow the transaction to take place at the Tanaka mining colony. Do not allow that information to be handed over to Tanaka.
Well, that won't be a problem. I'm the only one who has the information now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't give it to anyone. I didn't actually. In fact, I didn't tell anyone that.
Warren,
so-
help recover it?
Yeah, because there was the arm from Tanaka, but then there was the stuff that you also downloaded it too.
I did. Right. That's what I did independently.
Right.
But I
Right.
thought we couldn't get anything from Tanaka's
No,
arm.
you did. You got everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you guys worked together to rebuild that
That's
data.
yeah.
So you had it independently,
Right.
and
Okay.
the rest of the
Okay.
ship has it.
You have some other information on it, but yes.
Yeah. This is going to be fun. I don't suppose that the Demi Master D sent along anything that might help the completion of this objective.
Nope, not that I know. Big D's pretty quiet about that stuff.
Sorry, this voice.
I don't know where it came from. It just happened.
I think it came straight
He
out
was
of the
busy selling
1930s.
newspapers, and
Yeah.
now here he is.
I think he runs moonshine
Yeah.
out of.
Oh, I got some of that.
I've got a still up in Poughkeepsie.
Why didn't you say so?
Well, thank you for giving me a distraction from my headache. With a migraine.
Anytime.
And Emma will kind of she'll hand the data pad back now that she has all the relevant information and
Okay.
make her way back to the ship.
Sounds good. All right.
So we're shoving off. Tanaka's pissed at us, though.
Yeah, he's avoiding you mostly, but he's on the bridge, just sort of sitting in the captain's chair with his feet up, waiting to get to destination.
So he never left the ship or did he leave the ship and come back?
As far as like after you woke him up?
Yeah, after
No,
he had a
hasn't-
little tip.
hasn't
Okay.
left, no.
I like to think we imparted some of the value of laying low to him.
So are we ditching San here then?
No, he's with you.
Son
He's,
came
yeah,
back.
he's just he's
In the background.
yeah, he's in the background.
As much as he's capable of being.
But yeah, as you had to call on the comms to get him back to the ship, you know, at the airlock, his throngs of fans were there, waving goodbye.
Lucky for us, they were hosting a San Holo Comic-Con.
There you go. Yeah, right.
This is every single fan that he has in the whole quadrant.
Yeah.
Funny that that they all happen to be here.
It's a pretty big space station. So you are on your way. How long does it take to get there? And are you going via normal routes, or are you going
Safe jump, I think.
safe jump?
Yeah, safe jumps. I imagine it takes us the better part of a week.
Okay.
Yeah, we
We're-
really went
sorta-
out
we
of the
were sorta
way.
trying to go different directions
Okay.
until we were sure we weren't being followed anymore.
Roger. Well, that's going to trigger a cramped quarters. So let's go through that.
Fair enough.
I'll go first.
Alrighty. So only those who are present.
It's 10.
That's with who?
Oh, I should have said.
That's fine.
Um,
Give me a random number between 1 and 2.
E. No.
Wrong.
No, that's above 2. I'll say San. Oh, I'm sorry, not San.
Sam.
Samson.
Sam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, crank quarters on a 10 plus. Describe how the two of you bonded over the past few days.
So, I'd say that as part of a, I don't want to call it peace offering, but my home planet is usually not that exciting kind of gesture. She smuggled some fresh produce and and
Ooh, yeah.
like fresh like a sourdough starter onto the ship and offered it to Sam.
Oh, lady, you know right how to get to my heart. This is the good stuff. This is we will be making something excellent tonight. These are choice ingredients. You will not be disappointed, I promise.
I'm glad to have made the effort, and I'm glad it's reciprocated.
Yeah. You need anything from me, you let me know.
Okay. And next.
So Sam's gonna try and smooth things over with the Tanaka.
Okay.
That was a 9.
Well, there you go. So, on a 9, discover the answer to their question about an aspect of yourself or your past.
So am I asking the question or is he asking it?
So, you did the roll. So you reveal or discover the answer to a question.
Okay, so he's gonna.
So he's going to ask a question.
Okay.
So let's see. What's the question? That's a good question. Think about that.
Riveting radio. We're making.
I'm thinking. God.
I'm not editing it out.
That's, pause.
Ah, fuck.
No, don't pause.
No.
That's not important. Give or take, yeah.
This stupid ring of metal. It's shitty. It doesn't do anything.
You should get it tightened or whatever.
No, I was fiddling with it.
Oh, understood.
Yeah.
Understood. That'd be a good question.
Do we need to come back to you?
Yeah, you go.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try.
Another 9.
I'm going to try to figure out how much you know about. I'm going to try to dig more information about Cine based on the GSS person of interest memo that they have circulating.
Mm-hmm.
I'll also talk about how they're looking for our that they are looking for our ship. I'll say that I had done some digging while we were at the space station, and I noticed that they are looking for our ship, but not that they didn't name anybody. But I'll try to do some digging just to see like basically what Cindy's love is for GSS. Like how well do you know her? Do you trust her? We're taking her on as potentially a crew member, and it's a delicate balance here. We rely on each other for our safety.
Okay.
So here's my 3. Much better. Now, what is that plus anything, or is it a straight roll?
It's a straight roll.
6. Yeah.
So
6. All right. So on a 6, describe what caused the newest hurt or bad feelings or bad blood between you.
I don't trust her.
yeah, well, she hasn't had a chance to prove herself to you, so maybe she doesn't have reason to trust you.
Don't you think that it's a little bit convenient that she just shows up after all this time?
I think it's super convenient that I found one of my oldest and dearest friends. Yeah, I do agree with that. I would trust her with my life more than I trust you with my life. Just so we're on the same page here.
I guess we're on the same page then.
Yeah.
Well played. I see transaction. Breaking out the other dice.
Yeah. Those ones have not been on your side.
Sorry, can't really think of a good question. What, do you have one? What would be a good question Tanaka would ask?
So,
Maybe other entanglements that Samson might have.
What's your debt, or do you have any debt to?
So I have 2 debt with the Starmind and 1 with the Atomized Friend.
Okay.
And what affiliation is Tanaka with?
The Tanaka.
Tanaka.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In as much as any Tanaka is loyal to the other Tanakas.
Yeah. I don't know. So what would be what would be the question?
So this is something about my past, or
Yeah, it was something revealing about your past, or what does it say? Aspect of yourself or your past.
So maybe he is, throwing some shade about my medical capabilities, despite me ostensibly being a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's something to go with.
Okay, maybe. So tell me,
Yeah.
you have some fancy stuff in this office.
Well, I got it from
How come you don't know how to use it?
So that was hurtful. Well, I am a multidisciplinary Renaissance man type person, and my medical career was interrupted early on by, horrifying planet-wide violence.
By who?
The GSS. So, normally I feel for all living creatures, etc., etc., etc. But I do like being part of a mission where I got to kill lots of fucking roaches. So, thank you for that.
Oh. Anytime, really. But you still didn't answer my question.
Oh, well, I was in medical school. I go into first year internship. I'm orthopedic surgeon. Very exciting career. And then, the GSS invade because my home planet, they were receiving some humanitarian aid from the Atomized Front, so we wouldn't turn the Atomized Front over to the GSS, and then there's that whole, the shooting of the guns and the many ships and etc. etc. I sort of ended up in one of those resistance movements, secret bases and shadowy attacks and whatnot. So I don't have a lot of experience with the high-tech surgery equipment. I am very good at, meatball surgery in filthy basement. I have lots of experience with that. But, beyond that, no. I don't have a lot of hands-on experience with the high-tech stuff. Yeah.
Hands-on experience.
Yeah.
Very good.
I didn't mean it that way.
Speaking of hands-on, is there anything on the ship you could do to fix that problem?
So, well, I have been on the lookout for a spare hand, and I did blow up a shuttle full of GSS. The pickings were a little slim, so he goes over to a freezer he's got. It's not like a medical freezer. It's like just a freezer for food, and there might be a few food items in there. And he pulls out the hand that he took that he found after the shuttle exploded.
Yes.
He's like, he holds it up to the stump. He's like, but it's the wrong skin tone, and if you don't mind my saying so, it's far too large. It does not fit. So maybe make do for the meantime.
How about something mechanical?
You mean like a hook?
Oh, you really are shit at this job, aren't you?
You are very harsh. I don't keep random prosthetics lying around. They have to be custom fitted.
Okay. He just walks out.
That was vaguely insulting. It's the whole way through.
Alright.
I don't think it was anything vague about it.
He chooses to believe it was
Yeah,
vague.
of course.
Alright. So, you guys, how do you approach the this sort of mining facility that's on an asteroid within this asteroid belt?
Carefully.
I think Emra, in her co-pilot kind of spot, is going to try to use the scanners to scan for any potential ambush sites.
Okay. So, having limited scanners on that radius fortune, you don't see any other, besides, mining ships. Within the field itself, you don't see anything out of the normal.
And I don't know, like, we've gotten rid of the tracking device, so
Feeling reasonably confident
Yeah.
about not being followed, I think.
Mhm.
So I think we just carefully fly in, follow all approach instructions, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And dock so that we can make the handoff.
All right. So this sort of basically planar flat surface on the asteroid has been completely flattened. There's a couple of buildings off out of the ways of the landing site, and as you land, an airlock presses up against and attaches to your ship, so you can make your way into the buildings. The controller on the other side says that the connection is secure. You verify that, and up on the bridge, and to make your way inside. Tanaka has a few words also.
is he planning on leaving once we do?
Absolutely.
He wants nothing more than to get off this ship.
Okay. I didn't know if there was some other destination he needed to go to.
Not that you know.
We're an
gonna
interstellar
go out of here.
Uber or something, but
So yeah, the instruction to make your way to the main building that you were attached to at the moment.
All right, so I think we get a physical data drive, load the plans we recovered onto it, and follow him to wherever he's leading us.
Okay.
I'll also grab a beacon to mark a point for GSS, because this was part of my original reason to become affiliated with these guys was because GSS caught wind that Tanaka was hiring people to collect data on the GSS. So he is my target to. So I'm just going to grab some kind of like transponder or beacon or something to try to point out where after we make the transaction to try to turn him in to GSS.
Okay.
So I am going to try and send out a. Can I?
So where are you right now?
Okay, so I'm still at the co-pilot ship, like as we're, as they are starting to disembark.
So you're staying on the ship?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay on the ship.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that as part of my, what I was given as part of my instructions was it doesn't really matter how, how things are disrupted, just that they are. Mm-hmm. So included with that was a frequency used by parts of the atomized front mm-hmm. as a way to essentially come out and say this is a secret facility of one of the major factions. Mm-hmm. So it was like a captured signal that some of their spies used to essentially call in reinforcements to try and blow that sort of shit up.
Okay, so you having sort of rigged up the ship to know what's going on. Do you know what he just did? Are you alerted to that? Roll plus. Oh yeah, she did. So roll plus expertise and
11.
11.
Can I essentially oppose that to see if I was subtle enough?
So yeah, 11 or 12.
Okay.
Okay.
Same expertise?
Yes, please.
That's a 12.
Oh damn. Sneaky.
Oh snap.
All right, so you are basically making your way down to the airlock, and you have no clue of what Ember is up to.
So we're at the Tanaka facility. One person's planted a beacon for the GSS. Another has sent a false flag to the atomized front, calling for an immediate strike.
This should be fun.
Okay.
So much for a
Sam's just thinking about what he's going to use that produce for.
Yeah, right. Do. Oh. I'm going to have the best salad.
This is sourdough croutons.
Yeah, right. So do you think, on its own, Emma staying up on the bridge and you guys making the transaction, you guys comfortable with that?
I mean, Emma's. If anyone asks, Emma's going to say we've had a lot of, let's say, situations where it would have done well for us to get out quickly. And I don't know about the rest of you, but I don't entirely trust Tanaka at his word.
I think Sam assumes this is going to be like a multi-day transaction and the hard part's passed. It's going to be us delivering the data, us negotiating the particulars, and then getting repairs done regardless of whether or not it's compensated.
I was thinking that it was going to be a faster trade-off. I didn't know that we were planning on getting repairs at the station, too.
As part of our compensation.
Part of the agreement,
possibly, yeah. Maybe they give us a voucher for some other place, but this is a fairly major base. Yeah.
Okay.
So
then I'll start, and then if it is going to be multiple days, then I'll catch up afterward. But
okay,
I'll ask you for a disposable hard drive too to transmit the data on. If you have a spare one lying around.
Sure, I'm sure we do. Yeah. It's minor parts. It's
so you're making way over.
Yeah, I'm gonna escort the Tanaka down.
Okay,
full gear, just because want a good show.
Sure. So yeah, you make your way to the airlock, and as the doors open, and this sort of bridge in between the landing pad where your ship is and the hangar, it's a goodly distance, and you make your way through the airlock, and it's not closed off or anything. It's actually like just windows all around. So it's basically like walking, through space. There's only like rims of joining the not glass, but whatever's keeping air in and space out.
Plasticine, whatever the
So you're almost halfway across, and out of the corner of your eye, you see the flash of a ship coming out of jump. And immediately following that is a bright blue ball of plasma headed your direction. This thing gets closer and closer and closer and closer, and collides with the airlock about 10 meters in front of you. Roll brace for impact.
Okay. So am I still like further back then?
But you're on the ship.
Oh yeah. Okay. So
Yeah,
I was gonna wait for a while.
So that's a 12.
Nice.
So severity reduced by 1.
Okay. Go ahead, roll.
And what is that? Is it?
It's
Plus
armor.
Armor.
Okay.
If you have any.
8.
8. Okay.
So that's same severity.
Same. So as this thing collides with the airlock in front of you, basically you are almost instantly sucked into the vacuum of space. Gravity on this asteroid is about a quarter of what you're used to, but the initial jerk being pulled towards the brake in the tube, you managed to hold on to the railing on the side. So you're not sucked out. You, however, you just get blown out, and the momentum almost carries you to the other side of the airlock that's still intact. And when you do, you take you bash up your leg pretty good. It's hard to walk around.
Okay.
Is that a
Good thing you know
Minor injury, yeah.
minor injury? Okay. So that's the lowest level. What about the Tanaka?
The Tanaka?
Yeah.
He's blown in the same direction he is, and he's blown further down the corridor, and he looks pretty shaken up as well.
Back towards our ship?
No, back to where he is on the other side. He bridged the gap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm closer to our ship.
You're closer to your ship.
Okay.
You are sitting in the bridge, and you notice a pretty extremely large ship jump not that far away, a couple miles from the asteroid, and you see the shot on the airlock. You guys are in comms with each other, so there's a spider right there.
Oh yeah.
Over your head.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Watch out. Dead spider.
We're probably like panicked. So to not see the markings, like that's.
Yeah. So you are in communication with Emra. So
You hear lots of screaming.
Gentlemen, I don't mean to panic anyone, but a very large ship has come out of jump rather suddenly, and I believe it has fired on us.
Oh, you don't fucking say!
No, I just did. So I would recommend trying to grab onto anything that is solid and connected to the ship, and getting back here in an expedient manner would be appreciated.
Yeah, that's the best fucking advice you've ever had. Thank you.
Did you like the kale?
Don't be snotty!
I'll kill the comms on my end.
So another
So the ship.
that ship starts firing on you.
Yeah, I was gonna
On the
say like
outright
there's ship mechanics that I've never had to do yet.
All right. So if you want to, from your position, you can raise shields.
So will that make it impossible for them to actually get back if they try to double back along the ruined airlock?
No, shields up is just brace for impact for ships.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
But in order to reduce severity, basically add armor to your brace for impact for the ship, you need to have your shields up.
Yes, I will do that.
Okay. So roll your dice, and it's just a straight up 2d6 roll.
Yep.
If you were in engineering, you would add to that, but
I'm not.
you're not.
That's a 9.
Very good. So on a 7 severity of damage is reduced by 1.
Cool.
So your ship has the helm, engineering, quarters, and cargo. Give me a. Can you roll a d6, please?
Let's say 1.
A 1. So, the helm takes minor damage.
Well.
So the shot coming at you basically comes right at the front window, and it lights up the room, and you're blinded, and it hurts. It's so fucking bright, and all the electronics on the bridge just go out. So you're dead in the water. You can't talk. You can't.
Kona!
You can't see right now.
Kona, leave out.
Kona's out.
Kona's out?
Yeah. Nothing works on the bridge right now.
Wow. Well, Kona's not, like, in the ship. Like, Kona's in my...
Right. So all electronics on the bridge
Okay.
are fried momentarily,
Okay.
as far as you know. But you don't know how long for.
Yeah. So when you say I'm blinded, is that metaphorical or literal?
Negative. No, it's
Like temporary, like I saw like a flash grenade or something.
it was basically a giant ball of plasma
Mhm.
shot at your ship, and it hit basically right at the window of your ship. And then so you're standing, and you're standing up now, and
Yeah, I'll
you look
grab
up.
for Tanaka and try to make my way back.
Okay.
So I think Sam's going to call out over the comms, what does the Tanaka want us to do? Does he want us to go into the base, or does he want to get back on the ship and go?
Is the air? I thought the airlock was all blasted to hell, though, isn't it? Can
It
we
is.
still
So-
get on the base?
You, as soon as you depressurize and there was no atmosphere, the suits that you have on that
Okay.
Tanaka provided, your helmets went up almost immediately, providing you air so you can not die. So yeah, if you ask Tanaka on the comms, he says, "You must deliver as promised."
Yeah, okay. So Sam's going to try and leap over to where they are at,
Okay.
given the lower gravity.
Plus physique, please.
Okay. 8.
8. Roll another one.
Okay.
Just one. Just one.
1.
Okay. All right. So we'll take the. Yeah. So how are you doing this?
So the umbilical, I guess, that connected the ship to the building, that got split, and Warren and the Tanaka are on one side, I'm on the other. So now that the air pressure from the depressurization has calmed down, I'm just going to take a running leap and try to bridge the gap and get to where they're at.
Yeah, can I assist then with try to see if there is any like pipe or pole or hose or tubing that I can try to shorten and extend.
Yeah. So like with the lower gravity, you can try to sort of catch him as he makes his way over. So yeah,
Okay.
go ahead and roll.
Is that plus physique as well?
Yeah, sure.
That should be well. Great. Okay. 11.
Okay, yeah. So you make your jump, and as you make your jump, another shot is incoming, and actually like takes out the rest of the airlock that you're standing on. Your jump sort of is more forceful than predicted, and but because he's in front of you and he was waiting for you, so that reduced your impact into the airlock door on the other side. So,
Oh, good. I didn't paste the boss.
Yeah.
That's probably good.
So as you guys make it and you're standing up on the other side of that now, another ship just jumped in. It's actually bigger than that first one, and it opens up fire on that other ship.
Who the hell are these guys, Tanaka?
I don't know. You tell me.
They are a spaceship and another spaceship, and I think they're distracted right now. So maybe we go very fast.
There's always a bigger fish. All that the stupid scene from
Yeah,
A
right.
New Hope, or not A New Hope. Yeah, episode 1.
Yep.
New Hope. Phantom Menace.
Always a-
If the line sounds retarded, it's probably from the prequels.
Yeah.
Possible. The reward, whatever compensation Tanaka can give us, can be moved to future coordinates, unless, of course, we are all dead.
Well, they jumped in on us here, even though we removed the tracking device.
do not believe we have time for these sorts of broader strategic moves when we are about to be destroyed.
Well, you know, I think things are going pretty badly, and we're probably going to end up dead. I'd rather not be poor and dead. I want to get paid.
Let's get in
Why
and
don't
get
you
out.
take the ship, go around to, I don't know, the other side of the facility, and, you know, be ready to pick us up. There's
And
going to be a
I'll-
running gun battle
I'll-
here. It's going to be ugly.
If we can get in here, I'll try to block this door from the other side and see what kind of security doors. Looking at it to see if there's any way to seal off the door and bar its entry or block its entry from the other side. If we can get through it.
All right, so if you're gonna try to access the door, roll interface.
Emma's not going to take yes for. Or she's not going to take. She's not going to take a second. Yeah. Well, she's going to get it. She's going to get out of there.
Well,
she's gonna, she's going to swing around, get out of the firefight.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to find some cover.
Yeah.
For Old Painless. Because I
rolled
rolled a 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you are. So you're okay. Okay, I missed that part this time. So you're gonna.
No, I was being funny.
Well,
Okay.
yeah,
I was giving some flavor to my failure there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you got a
that's
5
a-
on the interface roll, so.
Yeah, the door does not open.
Alright. So, I'm motioning them to get back while I get Old Painless ready, and I say to Tanaka, so, we make the transfer here, and then we bug out and get paid later, yeah? You come with us? Because this situation, it's not good.
He just the biggest eye roll ever.
Do you have another ship here that you were planning on taking to leave?
I was planning on just staying here, but that's not going to happen anymore.
So that's okay. We can add your transport out of here to this bill.
Tell you what, you guarantee my safety, and I will double.
I like double. And then he charges up Old Painless to blast the door down.
Okay, so roll assault, right?
So
So open
physique.
fire, yeah. Plus physique. We'll do it because you're so close to the door right now. Even though
I gotta be careful with it, yeah. Plus physique or plus metal.
Metal.
Let's do metal. Metal.
Okay, well I guess they were both mixed success.
Okay, all right. So your aim is true. You're quite impressed with yourself, seeing as though the last time you used it, you didn't fare so well. However, you successfully blast a giant hole in the door, but the corridor that you were open to also decompresses and blasts you off the platform you're standing on, and you are now sort of free floating and sort of falling down. I mean. This
might be slightly uncomfortable when I finally make contact with the ground.
Well, it's a quarter gram, so it's not going to be too bad. It's going to be uncomfortable, but it's not going to be too bad.
Tuck and roll, Samson.
It's sort of a flat surface, and you could, after you get up, make your way back on. And as you sort of brush yourself off after you guys get up, because all three of you were just blasted off the platform, the GSS and the drop pods you can see are they're pretty ways away, but they start exiting their drop pods and are making their way towards you, and a couple of them are actually making their way towards the outrageous fortune as well.
Oof. So are you gonna move the ship?
I'll call out to you. They're headed towards you. Get the hell out of here, Emra.
I'm getting out of there.
All right, roll plus metal. So where are you going? Where are you going to go? So there was the pad you stayed on. There was the previous
nice
airlock that
retiring
was
them,
there.
yeah.
That was attached to the main building, right? It's just a one-story building.
Yeah, I assume in an asteroid, most of it would be underground anyway.
Yep. And then there's sort of two structures on either side of that, and behind that is just sort of a gentle slope upwards, and the rest of the asteroid is barren. But that's what you have. The height of it, like there's no really hiding your ship.
I was gonna try
behind it or
and
inside
swing
it.
it. Well, like how big of an asteroid are we talking about here?
Big enough to give you 1/4 gravity, so it's pretty big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I was gonna fly to like the other
Planet
side.
Okay. So all right. So How are you doing that? Are you
Well, not well, because I rolled a 5
okay?
in my medal.
So describe to me where you fly, how you fly, and what you see when you get there.
Okay, so, like, Emma's been, like, decent as co-pilot, but it's more, to this point, it's like, either Kyra's been there, or San has been,
Simulations.
quote,
Yeah,
helping,
What's
unquote, her,
Kyra
which
doing?
usually involves poor floating and poorer
I don't know if it
fondling.
was- sorry.
So, she's, like, not really, like, had the helm, like, kind of to herself
Mhm.
before, so, like, she's still, like, kind of, like, a little, more nervous than she'd ever admit to anyone
Yeah.
when it comes to actually, like, flying the craft, because it's so rickety, and, like, she could do, like, a pristine, like, right off the assembly line, like, with all the automatic stabilization systems, but in this, like, hunk of junk, like, not so much. So she does not handle it well. So, like, it's one of those things where, like, you know, she's pulling away and, like, she forgot to disengage, like, you know, the little, like, you know, the little plugs.
The parking brake.
Yeah, exactly, the parking brake, and, like, she veers too far and she kind of scrapes one of the sides against the asteroid surface.
Mhm.
Stop fucking up the landing gear.
You know, maybe hits a rather, like, I don't call it a stalagmite because it's not, like, underground, but, like,
Yeah.
you know, just a giant
rocky
mound.
outcrop.
Yeah, a rocky outcrop. He kind of, like, skips off the bottom of that.
So as you described that, your initial move was just to blast off. However, being disoriented from that first
Yeah.
plasma burst, you just fucking rocket backwards, right? And then
Put it in reverse.
You stop, and then you fucking blast forwards, and you take out like half of the GSS forces that are on the ground just from the thrust, and they're just like blown away. And melted from the thrust, right? But you forgot to disengage the airlock attached to the ship.
Yeah.
As you go.
So that's flopping
So
off to the side.
Yeah. It's just ragged metal on the side, and any attempt to lock to another system like that.
Wild,
is not
wacky,
gonna be
waving,
used.
inflatable tube man.
Yeah. so that's
So we
unusable.
basically broke our airlock.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Add it to the bill.
So and now you're going to maneuver to just away from the action.
Yeah, I'm not. We have, I think, one laser cannon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We're not. We're not going to even touch like either of those ships.
Mhm.
So
No, well, it's just you on board.
especially not while it's just.
I
me
like
on
to
board.
think that the reason that San's not helping is during his little meet and greet with fans, one of them roofied him. He's got prodigious tolerance though, so he made it back to the ship.
But he calmed down.
But he conked out for the next couple of days.
So as
Man, the power of fandom, huh?
as you are maneuvering the ship, low level, and the door to the bridge opens, and Cinny steps on and says, "What the fuck is going on? What are you doing?
You're welcome.
For what?
Keeping you alive this long.
Get out of the way."
No, you. What are you? Like what? No, what? No, what are you? Like no.
No what? No what?
She's still disoriented.
She steps up to the communications panel and starts typing away. What do you do?
What are you? I don't even. What are you? What are you doing?
She ignores you. Meanwhile, you're still piloting, so
Yeah.
she ignores you completely, and she's typing away.
Kona.
He's back, yeah.
Best was.
Chipper reply 132.
Kona, you're not actually drunk. As genuine as you think your personality might be, it really is not. This is the other way I really manifest this thought of give him a Kona. Kona, this is not theater class. Again, I really need you to focus, and I need you to be here, and I need you to find out what she is doing. Because she is not listening to me, which is entirely too common on this ship.
So she, whatever she was doing, she has finished, and she asks you to get up.
No! Still trying to fly this.
Roll brace for impact.
Okay, well, Emma doesn't. She's not wearing any armor, so. Oh wait, no. Did she? She did like an upgrade, I think.
Trust her with your life, eh?
Those are always temporary.
Oh yeah. It would have expired by now. Oh, it wouldn't matter anyway. 3.
Yeah, she.
She just like chucks me across the room.
Yeah, basically, and she takes control of the ship, and she
Judo
maneuvers.
flip.
She maneuvers it expertly into a niche in the asteroid, into the shadow from the sun, protected and out of the way. And she says, "That wasn't that difficult, was it?"
If it turned out you were, you could have just told me that.
Just listen.
My head. You could have just told me you were the pilot who Son thinks he is. I would have.
So,
do you have like?
You guys, where are you at?
So we're on the ground, I guess, and we need to get back up to that
Yeah.
airlock that we've, sort of decompressed a little bit.
Yeah, that platform is like 5 feet off the ground, so you shouldn't have too much issue getting back on.
Okay, so are we under immediate threat of getting shot?
Well, you saw the outrageous fortune, bounce around back and forth, took some people out.
Well, it's not repairable, so that's not going to be nice.
But there's some GSS people bounding their way towards you.
Okay. So I think I'm going to turn to Warren and say, get him inside and drop off the data. I will hold them here for a little while and follow.
Are you sure?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. I'll peel off and jump up and try to help Tanaka up and
Okay.
show me where we're going.
Okay, so you make your way in, and it's just like a hallway that goes left, right, and then there's a door in front of you. He goes left and brings you down the hallway to another door, and it basically looks like another laboratory, almost like the one that the GSS had, but not quite. Tanaka Industries labeled everywhere. Pictures of the generations of Tanaka that have been in charge of this facility, and it's just all iterations.
They have one of those
of the same
military-style chain of command boards where it's like company commander,
all
battalion
pictures
commander,
of
etc.
the
Where
same
it's
person.
just the same picture.
A new facet of like egocentrism and
Exactly, yeah. So you make your way in, and was that me? That was me. Ah, excellent. There's a group of more Tanaka sitting around a conference room table, and they greet Tanaka. Tanaka greets them.
we have to stub at him.
Yeah. And he asks you to give the data over to Tanaka.
I'll hand off the hard drive to the Tanaka that we have.
Excellent. Well, if we get out of here alive, we'll make the payment as promised.
And what as he's handing it off and as he is handing it off and giving the data, I'll try to discreetly plant the beacon somewhere at the near the conference room table or somewhere in obscurity or whatever.
Okay, and this beacon was to do what again?
To alert the GSS where Tanaka is or where.
Okay, sure. So they say, of course, we must verify its contents.
Yep.
There's not going to be any problem with that, is there?
There shouldn't be.
Okay. Just wait right here, and we'll hopefully things will go our way outside, and Just stand by. Thank you for your patience.
Is Tanaka are Tanaka staying with us, or is everybody leaving the room, or are they just checking it within the room?
No, within the room.
Okay,
They're just sort of huddled at a monitor.
gotcha.
Sort of.
Yeah, don't lose track on that one.
Yeah, right. Look for the one armed
Easy to spot.
Tanaka.
Oh yeah, he's easier to spot. He's got a distinct marking.
He looks pretty beat up. Yeah.
So what are you doing?
Well, also the stump.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Sam?
All right, so Sam wants to follow them up to the airlock, and he's going to use the airlock bulkhead as cover to try and lay down some covering fire to delay the GSS troops that are moving in.
Okay. So open fire.
Yep. So I'm going to use a different set of dice because those ones weren't working for me.
Not working for anyone.
So that's a 9.
Okay. So how are you?
So he's not really going for, a slam dunk kill on any of these shots. It's more just trying to slow their advance, force them to spread out and seek cover rather than following.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I'm trying to buy as much time as I can.
So yeah, initially you take them out. They were moving in sort of a tight formation, but as you start firing, they sort of widen out and your shots become less effective. There's still a large group headed towards you, and they're about maybe a football field away.
Okay.
As far as the battle goes, up in the heavens. So there was that GSS. Hello. Oh, cats. There was that GSS sort of battle cruiser that was up there, and then that other ship, and they're still going at it. The flashes of explosions and hull breaches are just lighting up the ground in front of you, and with that sort of at the horizon of the asteroid, you see some flashes of light, and there are hundreds of small fighter spacecraft, making their way towards your position.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. I think I'm a little outmatched here, so I think he's going to take a few more shots, and then he's going to hustle off after the Tanaka and Warren.
Okay. All right. So you make it down, and
It's a left, then straight, and then another left. Past the infinite Tanaka signs.
all right. So you're on the bridge with Sydney, and she says, "Excellent. They got my message."
Don't mean to ask anything that would encourage another aerial departure from the floorboards. What's your deal exactly?
Well, since we're here, I'm stopping you from giving up the data to the Tanaka.
Okay.
Quite effectively, I might add.
Yeah. Why?
I don't want to see the Tanaka have access to a weapon like that. Why do you have to ask that? That is a very stupid question.
Yes, sorry, the concussion. How do you know my father? Wasn't she the one on the... Yes, the administrator, Pontus IV.
Oh, we go way back. Don't worry about that, dear.
I'm well at the moment. You seem to have everything well in hand, so I don't have to worry about anything. I'm just mildly curious.
Well, you should probably ask your father then.
My father is not the sort of person that you get information from. He's the sort of person you give information to.
Well, James would know.
No. You know what? Maybe it's not that important.
Choose the X.
Is
Yeah.
that the lieutenant guy?
No, that's his or her ex.
Oh, fun.
You know what? I'll just go sit in here and try not to vomit too much over the controls.
You do that. So as you make your way into the hallway at the breached airlock, those fighters speed their way towards, and they just open fire on the GSS that are coming down your position. And
Okay, lovely.
they take most of them out. Okay.
Okay.
So you're headed down.
Yeah.
All right. So you make your way down in the room, and the Tanakas, as you come into the conference room where they're at, they say, one of them says, "The package verified."
That's lovely, because it's time to fucking go. It's a goddamn war zone out there, and we are leaving.
Agreed. Proceed, please.
So is Stumpy with us, or do I have to put him under my arm?
No, he's standing next to you.
I'm gonna try to open up a terminal while they're here, and I'll say as we're leaving, can there be like a credit transfer or something like that?
No. Well, not entirely. We sort of need to be alive. So your payment is dependent on our survival.
So
Alright, fine. All clones line up and proceed.
That was very disrespectful.
as we're leaving,
Yeah, we don't have the time for respect. Fucking move it.
I'm going to open up a terminal and attempt to sever all communications from this, from their like meeting room, so they can't transmit the data out.
All right. So I want you to roll. Firstly, as
Interface to access?
Well, no. First for subterfuge, sort of stealthily, what you're trying to do, right?
I can say that.
Or you just gonna wait till they're
I can talk.
led by him out of the room.
Yeah, I can talk by comms. I can say I'll catch up with you. I'm gonna try to like find another location for Cine and Emira to connect with us. I'll find something and talk with you guys over comms. And over comms so we can hear them. I will connect with Emira and just ask where they are. I said we have the data. We're coming back to you. We're gonna find a pickup spot.
Well,
This is new.
I'd love to help out, but I think your questions may be better directed to the current pilot, who...
Who's the current pilot?
Well, it was a surprise to me as well when she lifted me up by my shoulder and tossed me aside halfway across the
Emira,
bridge.
who's the current pilot?
Hi, CD.
Over the comm, you just hear like this crack, right, and this the sort of rustling, and then it's me.
And I would recognize your voice.
Mm-hmm.
I'll kind of shoot a sidelong glance of like a worried glance at him as he leaves with the Tanakas, and I'll connect and try to sever communication so they can't transmit they can't transmit the data elsewhere. So only the physical copy that I gave them is the only copy that they have. So they can't like duplicate it or send it out elsewhere.
Okay. Yeah. So you can tell from when you were standing there that they sort of took whatever storage device that you had and just connected it and it was just reading it. They weren't really copying. So
okay. 'Cause it took us for a while for it to transmit.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Roll plus interface to see if they had were uploading it to their system.
10.
Excellent. So yeah, they did not upload the data to their mainframe at all. So the data that you or they have of yours is with them as they're moving.
All right, and I will also look for a good spot. Would I know that the airlock isn't working? Did I see that?
No,
Okay,
you don't know that.
So
unless Emma told you at some point.
I don't.
The airlock wasn't working?
that you. So I don't think you would know that either.
No, I mean,
As-
it's certainly happening, but like I haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to like
Yeah.
look outside.
Is
essentially.
in the general direction that they're heading? Is there one big, like, easy entrance area?
So right now they're sort of like if the you are at one point on this asteroid, they're like not all the way on the other side, but like halfway to the
Okay.
other side, and so they're not in view of the facility at all. So you would have to, if you brought up
like a schematic.
a
or
schematic
something,
of the thing, like you could see that. I mean, there's access to the roof of the structure, and they could just pick you up there.
I'll transmit to Sam and let him know. Ask Tanaka to lead them to, rooftop 14A, and I'll send a schematic. I'll send the schematic to Outrageous Fortune, and I'll tell them where to meet us.
Cindy, I am inclined to ask. Do you plan on picking up our well, I guess my fellow compatriots at all?
That's why I took your comms, dear.
That's not the answer I really expected.
Yes. You should probably go lie down.
I probably should.
All right. So looking over the schematics, you're gonna head to the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's the pickup point, then absolutely, we're gonna hightail it there.
All right. So you communicate that with.
We'll ask
the
Stumpy
city.
if he wants to bring along any of his, vat
They're all
brothers there.
they're all going with you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. When he said Tanaka,
Transport bonus!
that was the plural.
Yes.
And plural.
That was the
Tanaka.
plural me.
No, a plural Tanaka.
Yeah.
The Tanaka.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So we're gonna hightail it up to the roof and get pickup. Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Because this is a friggin' war zone here.
Yeah. As you're making your way through the complex, you're going through doors that's not gonna have access to their own system, so that they just open for you.
Okay.
Sam's in the front. You're taking up the rear.
I'm running to catch up to them.
Yeah. So one of the rooms actually sort of abuts the edge of the building, and as you open up the door, it's sort of a glass opening, and you can see the remaining GSS have infiltrated the building as you see them, around the facility. So they could be inside. You think? So you continue your way up, and the next door you come into, you stop, and as you open up, before you open up, you hear movement on the other side.
Okay. So Sam's not gonna take any chances, so he's gonna breach with his shotgun.
Okay.
Are we all in one room?
So yeah, you're sort of in a room, and there's another door to another.
I'll block off the entrance behind, or the exit behind us.
Okay.
So people can't come in behind us.
All right.
We're just gonna push. We're gonna push through.
Right.
So.
Okay. So your plan is to what now?
He's gonna whip out his shotgun and try to breach the room. So open the door and then combat clear it.
Okay. So the Tanaka, Stumpy, he on your signal he opens the door and roll assault.
That's a 10.
Nice. Yeah. You open the door and there's just one GSS right in front of you, and you take him the fuck out. You blow his fucking head off.
Nice.
And his remains are scattered on the bulkhead on either side.
Going in a slow arc because of the weak gravity. The giblets.
Yeah. Yep. And some of it's just sort of, not quite floating, but has made the dripping off the ceiling very slowly. making its way down.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you move forward and you make it onto the roof, where you tell Cindy that I'm assuming you tell Cindy that you're there.
Yep.
To come pick you up.
I want to try to rub a magnet on the hard drive that I gave. Trying to find a way to sabotage the data that Tanaka has. So I'm kind of watching who has it and kind of keeping tabs on it and trying to figure out a way to sabotage the data that they have.
So you see the one who has it, but they're all the same and they're dressed the same and they look the same. So it's very hard for you during this escape situation to keep track.
4 identical guys.
There's 6 total. There's 5 guys all in the same suit that look the same, and you're trying to keep track of one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
like
hard.
a shell game with
shell
lasers.
games,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah.
And explosions.
So yeah, as you make your way to the roof, the atomized front ship has completely demolished the GSS cruiser that was in combat with it. It's not looking too good, and it's sort of adrift. It's returned fire here and there, but it's not looking too well at all. And they launched their own landing craft, and you see them starting to punch into the ground.
Lovely.
Yeah, Cindy makes her way over to the roof and drops the cargo platform for you guys to get on.
Can I, while she's arranging that from the helm, Emma's gonna look like she's heading down to set herself down, but then she kind of, as soon as she's out of view of the helm area, she's going to kind of collect herself and make a beeline for engineering and attempt to upgrade, provide a temporary upgrade to essentially, or maybe she'll attempt to jury rig the stealthy device that Kyra had put under her shuttle and apply it to the ship as a way to help them escape.
Okay.
So
that's so you make your way to the cargo bay as she's piloting around, and you grab the device off the shuttle and you bring it to engineering. So that move is that expertise?
it should be.
I think so.
Expertise, yeah. That makes sense.
So roll plus expertise to see how you.
I'm not going to use those dice. That's a 10.
Nice. So yeah, you've successfully interfaced the shuttle's stealth device in with the larger outrageous fortune.
I'm gonna assume it does not.
It does
work
not
for very long because
it actually it'll cloak you for just basically a view of the ship. You can choose which part of the ship is cloaked. Okay, so you can go if someone's looking at the ship from the back, it can be obscured. It can be cloaked.
Yeah.
If they see it from the sides,
Right.
or the top, or the bottom, or from front, they can see you. So you can choose which part of the ship is obscured.
I'm gonna say the top.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna be operating under the assumption that we're gonna be pretty low lying as a way to kind of like keep fire off us, and that minimizes the arc of kind of visibility. And then when we get far enough away from the firefight, we can hopefully kind of make our way up and out of the atmosphere, such as it is.
Okay. So the outrageous fortune has lowered its cargo bay platform down to the roof. What are you guys doing?
We're getting the fuck on.
Okay. Yeah. So
out.
You communicate that to Sydney and Emra, and it raises up. And where are you going? What are you doing? So,
we need to get the fuck out of this one.
Right. So as you abscond, some of the Starmine fighters that were there sort of escort you off the premises.
Oh, really?
Yes, and once they see that the top of the shuttle has stealthed, they sort of break away and start taking out the AF pods that have landed.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, what a clusterfuck.
Yeah. So that the GSS battle cruiser, they noticed the beacon that was planted on, and with what remaining control of their ship they have, they plow it directly into the asteroid, and the reactors of the ship just explode and takes out the entire thing as you make your way out.
Wow.
So, this hasn't been the smoothest job. I've got to say, yeah, this could have gone better.
There weren't any more Tanakas on the asteroid, were there?
There aren't any more.
Not anymore. Yeah. So, I assume we're gonna fly away. But at some point, we gotta figure out what the hell happened there. Like, Cindy, did you tell the Star Mines we were gonna be here?
Well, yeah, I communicated with them as soon as I got on the bridge.
Yep. Okay. So then there's open question of the GSS and the atomized front, because I assume that wasn't you, Cindy, right?
Why the fuck would I call them here?
Yeah, it didn't make sense to me either, but nothing else does.
That wasn't a no.
No.
Right, yeah, she's just gonna call everybody, including her own people, because that would go so much better than, if it was just them. So, yeah, this has been real, Charlie Foxtrot here. So I guess we're probably gonna try and fly Nap of the Earth, but Nap of the asteroid to get away from the big kerfuffle.
Yeah, so I mean, again, if Cindy will give up controls, which I don't know if she is.
All yours. You can't hit anything in space.
Okay, well, watch. I'm gonna try. Yeah. Well, so obviously, I mean, we could ask Tanaka where the next, Plan B save point is, but at this point, he's probably
We just need to shuffle him off somewhere safely. That they don't care, do they?
No, any they give you a list of Tanaka controlled planets to drop them off at with their precious data.
At this point, I don't even know if we can. So I'm going to say this when Tanaka's not there.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so who is it? Just the three of you and Cindy discussing, or is it just the three of you, or is it?
Well, I assume Cindy's there as well, because let's say we're all up on the bridge.
Okay.
We showed the Tanaka to some quarters so they can, make their imperious little selves comfortable, and then we can talk about what the fuck just happened.
They each need their private quarters.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I think all that we would really be able to do is put up some dividers, some cheap dividers in the cargo bay, and say this is kind of your stall.
Yeah, the bunk room. Yeah.
Well, I think one of the things that the Outrageous Fortune has is fairly reasonable quarters, because that's what San brought.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're comfortable.
Okay.
Just waiting there.
Yeah, the Outrageous Fortune
guess it's
has a
more
lot of
comfortable
not
than being
good points, but
in
the
the
quarters
stasis
aren't
pod.
bad.
So Cindy says, "Throw him out the airlock.
Said what?
Get rid of him."
You mean murder my payday?
Well, yes. I mean, I could pay you.
Well, that's gonna be a negotiation, and I'm thinking maybe even want to let them make a counter offer.
See, no, that's not my style. You need to get rid of them now. And then destroy everything you have on that weapon.
I'll kind of like sit back and smile at these guys. The tension between.
Cinny, I understand you've got your priorities and all that, but
You understand? I don't think you understand. Where have you been the last 6 years?
making my own way in the world.
Making your own way.
Oh yeah, as opposed to signing on with the crazies and the weirdos. I'm always gonna be grateful to the Star Mines for pulling us out, but you know the only reason they did that is because some yahoo fucking read in his tea leaves he needed to go pick somebody up, and then he got our distress signal.
Just slaps you across the face. Don't insult me.
I'll stand up.
I'm not insulting you, Cinny, and that one was free. Next one's gonna cost you. I'm not insulting you, Cinny, but the people you're working for, some of them are fucking bonkers. And I say that in the nicest possible way. Which I guess when I say it out loud, it doesn't come off as very nice. But some of them are fucking bonkers.
Throw him off the ship.
No.
What, are you in charge?
We've got to get our payday, Cindy. We've all put our lives on the line.
Yeah, a few too many times at this point.
So, I assume Emma is fully recovered
She's-
at this point.
Yep, yeah, she's fine. And she glances at you.
So, I think there is a valid question to make now that we have a little space and a modicum of privacy. That I'm not making a case here for any sort of greater good or what have you, but
But you're about to.
no, not entirely. So remember everything that I had thought through with regard to the GSS's plan to weaponize this biological weapon in the service of exploitative contracts for the whole quadrant? What would stop the Tanaka from doing exactly the same thing?
Yeah. What would stop them?
Perhaps I can offer an alternative. We get the payday for them, but we somehow destroy the data before they leave, so that everybody's happy. We get what we, put our necks in line for, and we don't pass a terrorist weapon off to another crazy Yahoo organization.
That would be, I think, I don't know if you've been paying much attention. That sounds a bit beyond our collective capabilities, unless there are assets that I don't know about that we have on our side with regard to the sort of sabotage of the interface that you're discussing.
The only copy of the data that they know of is the one in their possession. If we are able to either switch out what they have, which is unlikely, or destroy the data on the hard drive that they have, without them knowing, they think that they still have what they're looking for. And if we can, they've already verified the data, so it's unlikely that they'll need to do it again before we deliver them safely somewhere and have the credit transaction, and encourage them to make a credit transaction.
So, I got kind of a crazy idea. So, there are lots of weapons out there. All kinds of weapons. What makes this one special is it's secret, yeah? We took it from...
And incredibly powerful and could kill millions.
Sure, but so could, fusion bombs and, kinetic drops and all that horrible stuff that, people have been doing to each other forever. So what makes this one special is it's secret, and they can be tricky with it. That's why the GSS developed it. That's why the Tanaka want to steal it from them. But what if, it's just another weapon? Do you follow me? We get paid, and then we sell it to everybody.
Mutually assured destruction?
There's always mutual assured destructions. There's lots of guns and bombs and gases and, horrible weapons out there. And, we preserve balance of power. Everybody's got access to the same thing, and it's just one thing in a huge arsenal.
looks absolutely fucking disgusted at you. And she spits in your face. She says, "Who the fuck have you turned into?"
Cindy, I'm just trying to get paid. I'm just trying to make my way in the world, but, you're still fighting a losing war. What did you learn from that? What did you learn from the whole resistance? If it was something about how standing up for the right thing works out for people in the end, you weren't fucking paying attention.
She walks off the bridge.
Okay, so now that you've gotten her off the bridge, what was your actual point?
Well, my actual point was, let's get paid for selling it to the Tanaka, and then we go sell it to everybody. And if people don't want to buy it, we just put it out there, and they can take it for free, and then, the Tanaka can't use it all secret-like.
I'd rather, a weapon that dangerous and powerful. You have a point. There are a lot of terrible things that people have been doing to each other since the dawn of time, since there was community or organized civilization. But I would rather err on the side of not giving anybody weapons than giving weapons to everybody.
Well, you say that, then it just keeps weapons in the hands of the people who already have them. Anyway, I'm gonna go check on Cindy. I think she's gonna go murder our bosses.
As you are talking, the ring on your forearm starts glowing red, and you access it, and you see that the Cindy is trying to access the quarters of the ship where the Tanaka are.
I'm gonna say you know your partner well. We should, and I can show I won't show the video feed, but I'll because that will lay my cards on the table or whatever. But I'll say we should probably go after her.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We're gonna book it down to the Tanaka's quarters.
Right. Yeah. So all of you
on the way down, I'll try to send a message. I'll send a message to if there is a means to send a message to just one location of the ship.
Sure. There's comm panels all over the ship, so you could.
So not like a ship-wide transmission, but just
just
the Tanaka room, and tell them that I have reason to believe that you may be in danger, that somebody may be breaching your room. Beware.
Okay. There's no answer.
Yeah. Okay.
Lovely.
Yeah. So. Sorry, Cindy.
So you guys make your way down, and you catch up with Cindy pretty quickly, and she's making her way into the quarter section, and you see her trying to access the hallway to where quarters are, and as you round the corner, she's opened the door to one of the rooms, and there's just you hear the sound of laser pistol fire, and a splattering, and she makes her way out of the room, and now she's trying to access another room.
Sam's gonna shoot her.
Okay. Open fire.
Okay. Six.
She sees you out of the corner of her eye, and she opens the door in time, and she makes her way into the next stateroom, and shuts the door behind her.
Shut.
Can I access a panel and take
Oh, yeah.
off life support in that room? And
Roll
keep
plus
it-
roll plus interface.
And keep the door locked on her? 9.
Yeah. So as you have gained access before,
Mhm.
you sort of with Emma standing over your shoulder, you make it.
Oh
look
yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. Can I help out?
well, you don't need to.
Okay.
He's since you have accessed the systems, and
Mhm.
you sort of have put your tendrils out throughout the ship systems. You know you can do it. But Emma over your shoulder sees the ease in which you cut off life support, and she just in the back of her mind she just thinks, huh. And you're successful.
Okay.
And as you're standing at the door, you hear a thud, and then another thud.
And I'll say that if you want me to, I'll open the door.
Is they all down in Sam?
I don't know how many were in there. It sounds like at least 2.
Alright, open it up, and he's gonna have his gun ready.
Okay. I'll reinstate life support and open the door.
Okay. As you open the door, there is sitting on the floor, and it looked like she was holding Tanaka around the neck, sort of bracing the Tanaka in front of her, waiting for you to breach. But they are both unconscious.
Okay.
And yeah, they're on the floor. With you.
So the Tanaka that you went into first, whom she killed, is that Stumpy?
It's not Stumpy.
Oh, phew.
Is that one of the ones that was, or is that the one that was carrying the hard drive?
So as you go back into that room, you search them and you don't see anything.
Okay. What about I'll wait to see what you. I mean, you would be able to
actually,
act
so
before.
if they're both unconscious, Emma's gonna kind of tap Warren on the shoulder, like, "Do you have the degree of precision to make them, all the others, as unconscious without killing them? It would be an easy matter to blame Cindy and claim that she had done the same."
Emma, you dog. As I connect to the console.
So are they?
So essentially, you
Sam's
to make it easier to steal the.
Sure.
Sam's gonna check the Tanaka and Cindy to see if they're still alive or not.
They are still alive.
Okay.
What's these space age futuristic version of zip strips? Like,
Yeah. So
They
we're
look
gonna-
they look like they look like zip strips, but like they glow. So it's like a cross between zip ties and just like
Tron.
yeah, exactly.
oh yeah, that'd be awesome. I'll as you're checking them, I'll say there's room for one in my lockdown.
No. I think this one's gotta be me. And so he's gonna take Cindy and take her off to an airlock.
Drax or Moonmaker. Just
I
check her
know.
out the airlock.
Well, we're gonna have a conversation before that happens.
Okay. So you just throw over your shoulder and you make your way to a rando airlock.
Yep.
Okay.
One that works.
Yeah. What?
One of the ones that hasn't been destroyed or have holes put in it.
Sure.
We're down to 2, right? Is that how it works?
Something like that. It hasn't been great.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you put her down back against the door, and she's still out.
Yeah, I'm gonna put her down in the airlock and then go back outside of it, and Sam's just gonna sit and think for a little bit
Okay.
with the door closed.
All right. So Warren and Emma, what are you guys doing?
We're gonna disconnect the life support in a similar manner, just to knock him out.
Okay.
And then like go in and steal the hard drive, and then claim that Cindy did it before we got her.
We could either swap it out or try to corrupt the data on it so they can't take it out, and then that way they'll still have it and they'll still think that.
No, that's the better idea.
Okay. So are you both going to work together so you're corrupting it, or?
like rubbing the futuristic equivalent of rubbing a
a
magnet on
magnet?
it.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
turn it into a portable paperweight.
Oh no! You must have accidentally like fallen on it or something when you.
It must have been damaged when you fell unconscious.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make a roll for that. So yeah, you're successful with the life support, and one of them doesn't make it.
Oh, jeez.
But the most important one does. So there's 3 Tanaka left, including Stumpy. And
Damn Senna, right?
Yeah.
Diabolical. Yeah.
Can't believe she accessed the systems like that. We're gonna need more money, I think, to pay for the
Very, very talented.
yeah, to pay for additional security.
She starts to stir. And she opens her eyes and sees you on the other side of an airlock.
So he's gonna press the comm button so he can communicate with her in there. Cindy, what the fuck am I supposed to do here?
You're supposed to do what I asked.
I don't fucking take orders from you anymore, and you're on my ship, and you killed the people who are supposed to be under my protection. What the fuck, Cindy?
It needs to be destroyed. Sam.
No, it's just another fucking pawn in a great big game, and this pawn is in my hands, and I can turn it into a payday that will support us for years, possibly. But you just gotta fuck it up with your chaotic bullshit.
Never gonna learn.
Yeah, I guess I learned a different lesson than you did on Flynn's World. Because I got a job to do and I want to get paid for it, and I'm not going to let anything stand in the way, so I'm sorry.
Well, one day I hope you realize what a mistake you're making.
Yeah, well, if I live that long, I'll let you know when we get to the other side. He's going to space her.
Cool.
That's good, I see.
Yeah, so she, she's ejected into space and floats away.
Mm-hmm.
Icy cold.
Yeah.
You're a son of a bitch.
Don't
Sorry.
get between a man and his payday.
Yeah, right. Paid.
I invite you into my house.
Everyone's
You
gonna be-
shit on everything.
Everyone's gonna be like back up at the helm at this point. She's just like, "Hey, isn't that?" Oh.
Space windshield wiper.
Yep.
Alright, so you meet back up with Warren and Emma.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you say things went?
Cindy's dead, Fifth. Now, if you got a job to do, let's fucking do it without any more explosive complications and... God damn it.
I'll let Sam know about the data that that we corrupted the data, but made it look like it's still intact. Like we didn't like take a hammer to the hard drive, you know, like. So for all intents and purposes, we should still get paid, but we're not giving the weapon to Tanaka. That's a plan A. We still have a copy of the data.
So, yeah, because I imagine when we get where we're going, they're going to double check it again, so...
Why would they?
They're paranoid, ruthless clones in a paranoid, ruthless corporation?
I think that we can explain away why the data might be corrupted and go with a plan B and give them a replacement, but
Sure.
That's
yeah,
not- that's not ideal.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'll sweep the ship for other tracking devices too to figure out how the GSS found us.
Well, you know how the GSS, or you're saying that's what you're gonna do.
No, I didn't activate the beacon though until we got in the conference room.
Okay.
You know. So.
Someone else clued them in.
Right.
All right. So to do that, roll press expertise. Sweep the ship.
Eat.
You don't find anything.
Okay.
Nothing. Nada.
Well, Emma would probably be doing that too.
Okay.
So she'll help out, I guess.
Okay. So you don't have to roll. You wouldn't find anything either.
Okay.
There's nothing. There's no tracking anything like you found before. So the remaining Tanaka have given you basically coordinates to 6 of the closest systems that are Tanaka controlled, and say it doesn't matter where you go, pick one to deliver us to safety and to receive your payment.
Which one is going to be best equipped to repair the damages to our ship?
Any of them, they're all equipped to fix anything.
Okay.
So everyone's gonna pull them together and just say, isn't it rather unlikely that if we don't have anything on our ship, and it's highly unlikely that the departed Cine would have alerted the GSS, that the only other possibility is that someone on the Tanaka side must have clued them in the first place. Which means the problem, mole, is in their organization. And chances are we have one of them with us.
Well, there's been a high mortality rate on Tanakas in the past little bit.
Yes, but imagine if you were a Tanaka and you distrusted and hated your fellow Tanakas and you found an opportunity to ally up with the GSS to, I don't know, knock out a large section of your internal competition.
So imagine I'm a Tanaka. Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm stuck.
That seems like a way bigger problem. It's so much easier to just ditch them and get the hell out of there. And then we won't have to deal with any of those problems.
Yeah, except for the fact that, so we have 2 problems, actually. Assuming they just honor their word and let us go, which, really? Is it going to be that easy? Especially after, as Sam put it, the power of this weapon is in its secrecy. And certainly from the perspective of the Tanakas, having fewer potential wagging mouths would probably be better. Maybe what we should be looking for is a rendezvous point that is not as likely to pit our barely functional ship against pristine Tanaka weaponry. Overwhelming pristine Tanaka weaponry. Maybe something, I don't know, well, we're not in good mind with the star mines at the moment, and I wouldn't really trust the Alliance Front or anything. Why don't we just make our way to a spin word facility, which, given what happened on Pontus 4, has still been our most peaceful rendezvous so far.
Do you remember the hostage situation? Because I remember the hostage situation.
Well, it's a relative curve.
if you want to be paranoid, that's okay. That's actually probably a reasonable way to approach the scenario. But maybe what we do is we just set up one of those what you call it?
Dead man switch.
Dead man switch. Yeah, that's the thing. Except instead of bomb goes off and boom, it's more data gets transmitted to everybody. Like, we need to leave there intact and happy for, a good while, or else, quote unquote, boom.
Couldn't they just jam us then?
Well, yeah, that's the problem. We set up something on,
some other station.
the space net that says if it doesn't get word from us in 24 hours, it transmits. So, dead man's fish.
Do we really do that though, or do we just say that we do that? I think that there's danger.
Look, I am a man who has learned the value of spite, so yeah, I think we do that.
But
Now,
then
if they want to kill us, I want to make that day a little worse.
well, Emra's mission was just to make sure that that transaction didn't happen.
Right.
Alright. She has no objection.
Okay.
Okay, so we want to set that up so it gets transmitted to like every news organization and every private company. If we don't give it an all clear every 24 hours or so for a while.
Okay.
You're really spitting on Cindy's grave pretty quickly.
I know, right?
Bitch try to tell me what to do on my ship? We used to be friends, but fuck that shit.
Clearly that ended when you blew her out of the airlock.
No, I think it ended when she tried to kill the people who were paying me, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's funny.
Yeah, we weren't having a dialogue there. That was her making demands, me refusing demands, and her going and murdering people, so.
It's true.
You murdered her back, yeah.
Yeah, it's only fair. Someone kills you, you try to kill them back. It's the way of the world.
So, I'm assuming you pick one of the places to go to, or where are you going to go to drop this?
Emma's vote is still for a quieter rendezvous, which the Tanakas should have, like, in mind. Like, they should know, like, oh, well, we could go there, but...
Why don't we agree to chart a course to one of the Tanaka places and then just tell them that, I mean we've already done so much for them. We've already confiscated the data. We've saved their asses. That should not be a deal breaker, is if we just drop them off on some semi-civilized but remote rock and not the hub of Tanaka civilization.
I think if we set up our dead man switch, it doesn't really matter where we do the transfer, so we might as well have it where they want it to be, so they're more amenable to
Paying us.
fixing our ship and paying us, and maybe they've got some defenses that might actually work in one of these places.
That's a good point. I am a little bit wary about getting jumped too.
Emma's still skeptical, but...
If you don't allow them to have an upper hand, though, that, like, Sam's plan doesn't... It basically makes that data useless.
Well, it doesn't make it useless, it just means that Tanaka is going
It's
to...
significantly
everybody.
reduced in value.
Yeah.
To the point of being almost valueless, because everybody's got it at that point.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Which is still against Warren's scruples, but at this point he doesn't really have a lot of options. So. He doesn't want anybody to have the...
So you're doing this communicate to everyone. So how, are you going to set that up? Like, are you going to drop some piece of equipment somewhere that you can remote to and broadcast if need be, or are you going to just tap into this? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So okay. So maybe so what we'll do?
Or are you going to like upload a package?
No. I've got an idea.
Okay.
I don't mean to cut you off, but
Crazy.
Okay. So we're gonna pick the furthest Tanaka. Like we're gonna look at where all the 6 possible drop off points are. We're gonna pick the furthest one, and we're gonna say, if they ask, we've been burned before. We're gonna try and take. We're gonna take the most not obvious route, because the closest one is the one that the GSS is probably expecting us to go to. So we're going to take the furthest one, and what it's going to do is it's going to allow us to include a little more space between jumps, which means we'll have to stop off at another refueling station. And that's where, one of us, doing the however many hours downtime, one of us will be able to drop it off and upload it to the net.
Okay. Sounds good. So which Tanaka planet did you choose? What's the name of it?
Tanakapopolis.
Popular. Okay.
Tanakalopolis.
Alright. So, you set your course and you're on your way.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Do we want to,
It is 10:15.
stop here?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. How do your triggers go?
So...
Killed an old friend? Check.
Man,
Mine
rub
was
it in.
mine was a passenger reaches a destination, which is technically true. Stumpy did make it to
Yep.
the mining asteroid, so I'd say we got that.
Everyone get that?
An act is formed covertly. I was thinking performed, maybe. I just didn't write it.
Yep.
Performed.
So
covertly.
I had 3 XP from last time. Did we level up last time, or was that the session before?
Must have been session before.
Okay. So getting mine gets me to 4.
Performed covertly. I was thinking about planting the beacon in the Tanaka.
That works.
So that's 5, and I level up.
An objective is obtained by force.
Yes.
Okay, so that puts me at 6. So I'm 1 over.
So you hit 5 because
Yep.
you're at 5, and then you do your thing, and then that's 1 towards
Yeah.
the next thing.
So you have to get. If I have 4 skills because everybody else had advanced. I had 4 skills, so you have to hit 4 or you have to hit 5.
You have to
4.
hit the number of skills you have.
Okay, I see. And then, so I'm at 2 then.
Sweet.
So maybe I'll just take piloting. Given how
There you
poorly it was like, I was like, I'm gonna learn this thing.
Cool.
Nice.